Well, I was wondering exactly what you aim for with all of this and why. Because I heard you speak about it before, but I was wondering, well, if I can put in, um, would you then assume that it's not perfect as it is?
Not only would I assume that it's not perfect, I would expect and embody the idea that the very life we were given, since
Mhm.
it's a spiraling universe that's moving through space like this, right? It's not there's it we're not going in circles. The earth is not going around the sun in a circle. It's traveling through space at 188,000 miles an hour as an entire solar system. So we're not going around in circles. So since that is true, that means that everything is always moving. It's the basis for life. Now, what does that imply, for life for our lives, our individual lives? Well, do you remember when you used to use a landline phone?
Definitely.
Yeah. And you remember those curly, silly, stupid,
Yeah,
right? And it's
yeah.
and then and so these landline phones have evolved to a point now where I remember thinking to myself when I used to watch the show Star Trek, that people were talking to each other on video screens and all this
Mhm.
kind of stuff. And we just thought be able to talk to one person. Meanwhile, there's this whole we're doing it right now. We're doing what they did on Star Trek, right?
Yes.
And so from all over the world yet. And now you can even get interpreters so that you can interpret what I'm saying in Dutch while I'm
I know.
talking, which is nuts. Which is just like the other thing that they did in Star Trek, which is you could speak Klingon when you weren't speaking Klingon, then the Klingons could understand English. It's crazy. And now we're doing that too. What human beings are born for is to create. So when we see a way that there is where more joy or more fulfillment or more speed or more connection is possible, what happens is human beings feel the dissonance or the problem. And whoever is inspired, who probably has the wherewithal and the mental resources and the understanding, starts to create upon the problem that we have. And the problem that we had about the curly phones is, you know, those phone cords were annoying and they always tangled. So someone invented a phone that you just picked up. It just worked on the air. You didn't need the curly thing. And then what happened is someone realized you could create a whole network all over the world and you could just have cell phones and everyone got a BlackBerry. And then everyone got a BlackBerry and then or a Nokia or a whatever the thing was that we got back then, right? And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden we realize it's like, oh my God, this typing where you have to press the friggin' second button 3 times just to get to see, you know? So annoying. And then it's like, okay, well, how do we make it so that we can type on this thing? And then all of a sudden it's like, why carry a camera and a phone? Let's do that. All of a sudden there are apps and you can do all these things. And now our phone, why would I want just my computer? I want to carry my computer wherever I go so I can. And so these solutions, we are solution creating machines. So imagine that the mission of the wide awakening, if I was to put it in very succinct terms, how fluid as a creator, there would be 3 questions. How fluid can we get? Would be one. The second is, how much fun can we have creating? Which requires, see, look at how much fun we're having creating. Um, how much fun do we have creating, right? How much fun
Yeah.
can, the universe is fun, isn't it? So, how much
Yeah.
fun can we have creating? But you need to actually have the skills to understand that we're not here to micromanage the problems. We're here to be catalyzed by them. I'm going to say it again. We're not here to fix the polarity. When you have
But
polarity, yeah, go ahead.
I hear of, I don't know, it seems to be that there you the feeling of the urgency because now it has to happen faster and
Right.
whatever. That's kind of I don't know. I have some. I think it will evolve
It
naturally.
will.
It's created to be
It
to
is.
it is created to evolve, but it will happen. It doesn't need speeding up. That's I don't know.
Oh, heck no. It does not need speeding up. No,
That
it doesn't.
I don't like the stress of the thing behind it. That's basically yeah,
Right. And
yeah.
so and so when we feel the excitement of the unfolding universe pouring through us, because you know the kids that are born these days, they just have AI in their blood. They literally they pick up an iPhone and I think they know how to use it at 2, like they're I don't
Hmm.
even like they're wired for it, right?
Yeah.
So if you imagine that the excitement of the evolutions that are happening right now, which which have been birthed by us, all the problems we've ever had, including the environment, is interesting. So the
Hmm.
environment, the economic disparity between people, the power games in politics and all this stuff, right? So how physics works is that we have these what we would call issues or problems or things that want solutions. And then the field picks up on the quantum field picks up on them first, correct? And then the
Hmm.
quantum field, in order for the equation for existence to stick around, there always have to be millions of solutions, billions of solutions for problems and interpretations of problems that people have different orientations to over here. And they both exist simultaneously. Every time we bring through a problem, all of the solutions already exist. In a time of YouTube and Zoom and phones you can call all over the world and AI and all the things, what happens is the problems are known really fast, which means that the solutions are known really fast too. So you're right. Necessity is in, and I know that there are a lot of people that don't have English first. And I used to be an English as a second language teacher, believe it or not. And, but there's a colloquial phrase in English that's basically necessity is the motherhood of invention, right?
Hmm.
And so the necessity of the speed at which things can now be created, it just requires a different operating system. And the sense of it is all going to unfold. Absolutely, because it is. That's what it's doing.
Yeah.
It is already doing that. And when we feel that sense of urgency inside, it's generally a misinterpretation of the excitement that higher levels have for the evolutions. So when we interpret the excitement for the creativity that's happening in this time, we can misinterpret as visionaries that feeling. That's why in a lot of our communications, most people do misinterpret that feeling as urgency. So when we communicate to people in our websites or whatever, will often say you might feel a sense of urgency that there's something more to life because most people do misinterpret that as a sense of urgency. But in truth, it's just your greater consciousnesses, it's just the excitement, the
Mm.
the excitement of the creativity that's happening for the creativity.
But it's not like a rejection of or saying that what is wrong as it is, basically.
I love
You,
that you said that. If Oh God, it's so brilliant. It's so brilliant that we finish off on this question, my love, because what you just said is such a great exclamation point on the end of this discussion. If the design of this world is such that the very design, the engineering of life itself is such that we create something like a landline, right? And before that, it was pigeons with messages,
Yeah,
right?
I wasn't around then. Well,
Or
but
guys
I,
on a horse, or some dude on a horse that's going to deliver a
yeah,
message, right? So
yeah,
so now we've got these curly things, and we're like, okay, I need a one that doesn't have a curly thing on it. So and then you need a phone that can do
cordless, it says.
cordless phone. Thank you. And
Yeah,
so and then cell phones, and then the whole thing, right? And so were any of those iterations imperfect or wrong? No, there's nothing wrong with using putting a can to your ear with a string attached to it. You know, there's there's nothing wrong with a cordless phone. There's nothing wrong with a cell phone that doesn't take pictures. There's nothing wrong with a cell phone that does take pictures,
yeah,
right? But because we're the extension of creation, I so want you guys to hear this. I hope this is helping.
yeah,
Because we're in the image of creation itself, creation by definition means we create. But in
yeah,
order to create, we're always looking at like we are solution creators. So that's what life is. Life is about creating upon what has been. But it doesn't mean the last iteration is wrong. I remember at one point in my career doing this when I remember being, I'm just going to say arrogant. It was a form of arrogance. And I remember thinking like that's not I remember when The Secret came out, and I was like that is not how law of attraction works. It doesn't work that way, right? And that was my thought. And I remember being so annoyed that it was going everywhere, and it's like no, everyone's got that's not how it, like they're not going to really get it because it's not about getting more stuff. And I remember, but it was imperfection. It was totally perfect in the moment. Because
yeah,
do you know that that movie sold like over 8 billion copies? That's amazing. It's probably over 10 billion now. And the thing is, it activated a reality where people started to understand that their thoughts have power and the way they feel has power. It doesn't matter that the information was perfect or imperfect, because most of those people that watched that movie, they even took Esther and Jerry Hicks out of it. Why did they take those guys out of it? Because that was too far out there. Because if you want 8 billion people to watch it, then it can't have like weird channely things, even though, whatever her name is, it was on it. But, you see what I mean? So it's
yeah,
like Ramtha, even though Ramtha was on it. So the thing is, my love, is like we're we're always like this. And when I started to get that, that's when I stopped. I'm like, everything is either everything is we can call everything imperfect and being created upon, or everything is perfectly being created upon. But there is nothing wrong here, including political stuff, including
mm-hmm,
financial stuff. There's nothing wrong. There is only a spiral that has catalysts. And the choice is you are either part of the polarity that's birthing the solutions, meaning you're trying to take sides and be righteous about whatever, the way to raise
mm-hmm,
the kids, financial issues, whatever it is, or you're aligning yourself with the spiral. You're either going around in circles arguing about what is, which I have zero interest in, or you're having fun because you're a creator and looking at and and even that's not wrong. When you're part of the polarity, you're just
yeah,
creating more solutions into the field. Do you guys get it? It's like it's not even bad to be part of the polarity. I mean, if that's what floats your boat, have fun,
yeah,
right?